Hey guys, I'm Ellen. So this sequence that we're going to do today is focused on bringing your energy downward through your energetic chakra system. So it's great for anxiety. It's great for either if you have a lot of stuff to get done but are feeling pretty frazzled, or if you've had a really stressful day and have been in your head all day and just need to let all that go. It's good for all of that. So I hope you find it helpful. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's get started lying on our backs. Bring your feet out a little wider than hip width distance, so about as wide as your mat, and just allow your knees to fall in. Bring your arms out like a T and spread your fingers out. Pull your shoulder blades away from your ears so your heart lifts just a little bit, and then just settle in. Closing your eyes down. And noticing where in your body you feel your breath the most. See if you can breathe a little deeper down into your diaphragm, down into your belly, all the way down to the bottom of your tailbone. So nice, slow, deep breaths. On your exhales, feel everything relax down a little deeper into the floor, sitting a little heavier, relaxing your muscles out. And then bring your attention to your sacrum. It's this triangular bone at the bottom of your spine where your spine articulates with your pelvis. It's this nice little flat spot. It's what's heaviest on the floor right now. And see if you can breathe into that. It's just training our inner attention to even, our awareness really, to even be able to access that. That's a challenge for a lot of us. Okay, and then once you find it, tiptoe your feet to about hip width distance apart. Keeping everything else pretty relaxed, just tilt your sacrum so that your pelvis comes into an arch. So you're tilting the top of your sacrum up, and then just gently relax it down. Relax it down so much that you start to curl your pelvis back, flattening your low back on the floor, and your tailbone comes up, so your sacrum is tilting more this way. And then just go back and forth. So you want to make this as small as a motion as you can, keeping everything else nice and relaxed, relaxing especially through the upper body. And then I like to coordinate this one with my breath. So on my inhales, so you can like barely see what I'm doing, right? It's super subtle. So on my inhales, I roll my pelvis forward just a little bit, feel my sacrum tilt forward. And then exhale, flatten your low back, feel your sacrum tilt back and your tailbone pick up just a little bit. So a couple of those. So you'll feel your lower abdominal muscles starting to work. Your legs have a little bit of a reaction to it, so notice what's happening in your feet and your legs. We want to keep that to a minimum, but being aware of it. All right, and then bring your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out wide. I like to bend my elbows for this one and just lift my heart a little bit more. It just opens the chest. It feels kind of good. And then you can either just settle down and relax if this pose is really intense for you and has a lot of sensation, or you can even do little micro sacrum tilts in this pose too, just super light, and that'll change the stretch a little bit. Still deeply connected with your breath and with gravity, feeling everything just bringing down a little bit. If this really hurts your knees to hang out in here, especially while doing the little pelvic tilts, you can put some little pillows or blocks or something underneath your knees, or roll up a blanket or something like that. All right, so if that feels really good, you can just do this and not do the next one that I'm going to talk you through. If you're over it, go ahead and you can use your hands to help flatten your back, pull your knees up, walk your feet out wide again. Arms can be out wide. And then just allow your knees to fall over to one side, Pull your belly in and allow it to fall over to the other side, just to shake it out a little bit. So the pelvic tilt is still happening. In this pose, your pelvis, actually, it doesn't always just articulate like this. You have two halves to it, right? One for each hip. And so this wakes them up unilaterally as well as bilaterally. And you'll start to feel your belly working a little bit more here. It's a little bit more active. I like inhaling through center, keeping my back flat, exhaling my knees out to one side. All right. And then bring your knees in, hug your legs in just a little bit, rock your back out, starting to bring the energy up just a little bit. I'm feeling a little tired today. And then inhale, bring those legs straight up, press out through those heels. Your arms can be wherever. Toes pull back towards your face. Your feet are hip width distance apart. And then bring them about 60 degrees down. So for here, I like to keep my back flat on the floor. It just feels better for my low back. If you want a little bit of an arch, that's fine. But make sure that you're not arching too much in your pelvis. Your abs are working to keep your low back pretty flat on the floor. It's stabilizing that way. So here you're going to inhale out through your heels and then squeeze your pelvic floor if you can access that. It's called Mula Bandha. Squeeze that. Squeeze Uddiyana Bandha, which is your belly button towards your spine. And then even your throat, Jalandhara Bandha, which is, it's what makes that like Ujjayi breath, if you've done that in some of my videos. So now we're starting to get a little tired here, right? So everything's active. Your breath is making a noise. Nice big inhale here. And then exhale. Bring your right foot towards your face and your left foot almost to the floor. You're stretching out through your heels, so it's a little bit of a stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, stretch them out. Inhale. And exhale. So everything stays super engaged here. Your pelvic floor is pulling in the entire time. The back is mostly flat. And your throat, the back of your throat is constricted just a little bit, but the rest of your upper body stays pretty relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. Keep it going, a couple more. If you need a break, you can take a break. All right, and then hug your knees into your chest. Relax the bandha, so you take normal breaths now. Your pelvic floor is relaxed, maybe even stretching out a little bit. You're breathing into your belly. All right. And then arms and legs up, almost like a little box. You're going to cross your right knee over your left. Curl your toes around if that works. If you can do this in your legs where you bring your toes around your left calf. And then take your right arm underneath your left and then curl them around too. If that's not going to happen in your arms, you can just grab onto your shoulders. So it's like eagle pose, which is a standing balance pose, but we're lying on our back. So on your inhales, you're going to press your elbows and knees up towards the sky. Your sacrum is heavy on the floor. And on your exhales, you squeeze your arms and legs together. Make sure that your ears or your shoulders are not up in your ears too much. So there's a lot happening even though you're really still. You can engage your throat a little bit. And then inhale, relax everything out. Arms can come way out wide. Stretch your left leg out to the floor. And then bring your right foot in towards your knee and your left knee out. Or sorry, your right knee just out towards the side. Right foot towards your left knee, right knee out. So kind of like tree pose, but you're lying on the ground. And then I want you to keep pressing out through that heel. Your toes are up towards your face on your left side, but your right leg stays pretty relaxed. Notice where your sacrum is. It's probably tilting so your left hip is up and your right hip is a little heavier. See if you can, you don't have to pull it too much, but see if you can just get a little heavier through that left corner of your sacrum bone. That left hip is just settling down just a little bit. And your arms are stretched out wide. Keep your pelvic floor slightly engaged for this one, but you can relax everything else. Everything else is just relaxing down. Keep your attention at your very base of your spine, your root chakra. You may notice on your inhales, your pelvic floor expands a little bit because your diaphragm is pushing your abdominal organs up against it. And then on your exhale, it pulls in a little bit. So if you can tune in enough to where you can notice that and keep just a little bit of extra engagement and activity in that pelvic floor, that means you're really connected in there. That means that your energy is flowing down from your head all the way into your root chakra, which is what we want. All right. And then you can relax that, hug your knees back into your chest. Round 2 on the other side. So start with your legs in a little box. This time your left leg comes up and over. Curl those legs around. Left arm comes under and around. Arms curl in. So your abdominal muscles are working a little bit, right? And your heart is nice and open. Again, on those inhales, reach your knees and elbows away from your body so you're getting a little bit of a stretch. I also like to inhale into my heart, the back of my heart, like between my shoulder blades here. So you're just getting bigger on your inhales. And then on your exhales, squeeze your arms and legs together. Your belly pulls in a little bit. So take a few more breaths just like that. Just exploring your body with your breath, changing where the energy moves with your breath. Inhaling out through the legs, out through the skull and tailbone, so you're just getting nice and big. Exhaling, squeeze everything in. Alrighty, and then when you're ready, gently uncurl those arms, stretch them out. Right leg reaches out, and left foot comes in towards your right knee. Supine tree pose. And again, just put a little bit of energetic weight down through that left hip, or sorry, that right hip, the right corner of your sacrum. Notice that little bone there. Pelvic floor engaged. And then just really tune inward. Notice your breath. Notice all the activity in your pelvic floor and in your hip region that's happening in this pose. I think it feels really good. This is like my favorite pose ever. Standing or lying down, but today especially lying down. And continuing with those nice, slow, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, bring those legs back up. Maybe a little hug for you. Roll over onto your side. We're going to take just a quick little spinal motion through cat-cow. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your wrists. Inhale, just feel your sacrum and your head reaching away from each other as you relax your belly down. Exhale, curl your spine up, arching your back. One more. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, drop it down. Take your hands, one handprint out in front. Come forward. Exhale, hips come up and back. Downward dog. Pedal those feet out. Inhale, roll forward. So you're in a nice high plank. You can either knees, chest, and chin come all the way down. So you're all the way down on your belly, or you can come through chaturanga if you like that. And then from here, reach those arms back behind you. Actually, I lied. Have your arms just out in a T. Bend your right foot up. Reach around with your right hand to grab it. And then kick into your right hand, feeling your knee lift up, coming into a half little bow pose. Be easy, nice and gentle. We're still kind of warming up. And then notice, so with this one, it's really easy to kind of lose your stability. See if you can feel your hips pretty level on the floor and your shoulders pretty level towards the floor. Even as the right one comes up, it's still, you're feeling gravity pulling it back towards the ground. So even though you're getting this nice big extension through your shoulder and your leg, and even in your spine a little bit, you're not rotating in your body. You're not rotating with that right hip and arm coming up. Does that make sense? And set it back down. That right arm comes up, take it to the other side. So I have my forehead just flat on the floor. You can have it tilted to one side if you want. And then switch sides. So you grab your left foot with your left hand. Everything else stays pretty relaxed. And then on an inhale, kick into that left hand. So your left knee and shoulder come just a little bit off the floor. Using gravity to keep your body level. And breathe. So that left knee kind of wants to sneak out a little bit, I'm noticing in my body. Make sure that your knees stay pretty close to your body at about hip width distance apart for this one. All right. And relax that down. Now bend both knees, reach around and grab it. So this one, again, you don't have to take it too far. We're still kind of warming up. But inhale into your full bow. So your legs come up, your head comes up. You're not cranking your head up forward, you're just kind of looking straight ahead. Or kind of not even straight ahead really so much, it's just down a little bit. Your neck is pretty straight. Kicking into your feet, breathing. Making sure your low back isn't too constricted, so you're still reaching long out through your crown of your head and your tailbone. And then set it down. Nice job. Relax your feet out. Inhale, look forward and do just a little low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths just to shake that out a little bit. Feel your hips move around, whatever feels good. And then inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale all your air and gently walk your feet to the top of your mat, landing in a little forward fold. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, sweep your arms up, coming into chair pose. So your weight stays in your heels, your knees stay bent, and your belly is super, super strong. Shoulders are down away from your ears a little bit. And then come all the way up. Exhale, relax those arms down. So your feet are at hip width distance. Your toes are pointed straight ahead. Inhale your right arm up, 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 and over so your hips sit off towards the left. Or towards the right, sorry. And then come back to center. And take it to the other side. Just a nice little side bend either way. Just to open it up. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take your, just inhale into a quick little halfway lift just to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Belly is super strong, thighs squeeze together, and then inhale, reach those arms up. Stay here as you exhale. So in your inhales, you're gonna reach your arms up and sit your weight into your back foot a little bit. Keep your knee bent in the front. It can straighten a little bit, but you're still keeping that bent. You're just shifting your weight backward. And then on your exhales, you're shifting your weight forward. Nice big inhale. Reaching back and up, exhale, shift your weight forward. So you're really active through both feet. Notice all the little nuances of shifting weight in your feet. You'll feel your weight more towards the midline of your foot, towards like the inner arch. Good, a couple more. And then on an exhale, shift your weight forward, and then inhale, reach up, so you're not touching your foot down. And then from here, you're gonna do some little foot circles. So reach those arms underneath your right thigh, shoulders nice and relaxed. And then take some nice big circles with your foot. Everything else stays relaxed, you're nice and grounded. And then circle those feet out the other way. Good. All right, and then you just step your foot down. And then inhale, big stretch. Exhale, hinge and fold. Gentle halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, hands down, step your left foot back this time. Belly pulls in, thighs squeeze together, inhale up. Same thing on this side. So once you're nice and steady, inhale, shift your weight backward, lift up. Exhale, forward. Inhale. And exhale. Use this as an opportunity to take like nice big deep breaths. It should feel really good. Get some energy flowing in the body. And then on an exhale, shift your weight forward. Since you're already shifting your weight, it should be nice and easy to lift your leg up. Well, should's a silly word. Maybe it's nice and easy. Who knows? And then take your foot circles the other way. So this should feel kind of like a gentle stretch in your shoulders because your arms are pulling down a little bit. But keep your chest lifted as you take those nice big foot circles. Noticing your breath. And circle the other way. Good. All right. And then gently step that foot down. From here, let's come into chair pose again. Nice big inhale, sit those hips back, arms forward. Exhale, settle in just a little bit. The belly is nice and strong. Shift your weight over towards the left. So I'm mirroring you. Take your right leg up, cross it over, curl it around, arms come down. Take your right arm under and around. And so remember, on the it's very common just to come forward in eagle pose. Remember when we were doing this on the floor, you actually can really lift up. So imagine that there's a wall behind you or the floor behind you. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, reaching not just out with your arms and knees, but just up and down through your spine. Exhale, squeeze everything together. If you lose your balance, no big deal. Balance poses are great for building focus and getting us out of our heads, and also revealing just how grounded in our bodies and calm our energy actually really is. Some days you got it, and some days you just really don't, and that's okay. It's fine. It's no good or bad. It just is. All right, and then inhale, swoop that up. Exhale, set it down. Shake it out just a little bit. Give that hip a rest, and we get to do the other side. So back to mountain. So hip width distance chair. Inhale those arms up. Sit those hips back. Take a breath or two to journey your way into the pose. This time shift your weight over into your right foot. Take your left leg up and over. Arms come out in front. Curl the right arm back, left arm under. I've never been good at right and left. It's not so good if you're like a yoga teacher and a body worker who deals with right and left all the time. Anyway. Notice your breath. Your belly is working, so it stabilizes your low spine. So you can lift up through the heart and back with the crown of your head. So it's up and back, so you're not coming forward. Nice big stretch. Breathe into the back of your heart between your shoulder blades. All right. And when you're ready, soar on out. Shake it out a little bit. A little rest. You can come back to mountain pose and just breathe. Tree pose. So let's go back to the left side. So shift your weight to the left. Take your right knee up. Reach around, grab your foot. You can place it on your thigh. You can place it down on your shin if you like. You can always just set it as a little kickstand if it doesn't feel good. And so in this one, let's come back to the bringing your energy down, that Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor. So on your inhales, see if you can relax through your pelvic floor. And on your exhales, you pull everything in and up just a little bit. I like to imagine this it's like a grounding wire. It's like you're just dropping down all the energy that you don't want into the earth, which will just take care of it and mulch it into new, raw, positive energy. And then on an inhale, you're drawing energy up. So you're basically just kind of going back and forth, but you're feeling that connection, that lower chakra connection to the earth. It's really good for stress and anxiety, and it's good. Okay. And take it to the other side. Shake it out a little bit. So you can squeeze your inner thigh into your foot a little bit. Focus on a point on the floor that isn't moving. Helps you keep your balance. Everything is nice and relaxed in your upper body. You've got a little lift through your heart and through the crown of your head with your breath. And your attention is all down in your hips and in your pelvis. Giving your mind a rest. Our breaths are starting to slow down and deepen here a little bit. Should be nice and grounding. Good job. And again, if you're having one of those days where you're just like falling all over the place, good for you for practicing yoga on that day, right? At least you're not just moving out in the world completely unconscious of how out of balance you are, which is what most of us do all the time. Okay, I can stay in tree forever. I love that pose. Next one, you probably know where this is going. We're going to go to dancer pose. So let's shift our weight. Let's see, whatever side we did first, the left. Right arm comes out. Take that right foot on the inside of your hand. Your hand is on the inside of your foot. Get steady here first. And imagine, so remember, this is all going to really want to rotate, especially now that we're in just standing in the air. So you can tell I'm kind of spacey and not grounded today. So it's going to want to rotate this way. You want to keep everything pretty much in line. It can rotate a little bit, but just be mindful of how much it's rotating. And then nice big inhale, kick into your hand, or kick into your foot. Yeah, kick into your hand. And then take your left arm forward. And this one should feel nice and open through your heart. So really breathe into that space. Back bends are nice and energy producing. It's really good. It gives us all sorts of fire and light in our heart and solar plexus chakra. And we can't even really balance in it unless we're nice and grounded. So now that we're all warmed up, should feel pretty good. Alrighty. And when you're ready, you can come on out of that one. And then take it to the other side. So whatever side you're doing. Okay, arm up. And then so you just bring yourself forward, your shoulders stay pretty level. Now so you can see. Again, this helps to look not at me or at anything that's moving around, but just at the floor. Your gaze point becomes like another limb to balance on. It's nice. It's called a drishti point. And breathe into your heart. Keep the left shoulder and hip squaring a little bit. And when you're ready, you can come on out. Oh, okay. Now when that's all nice and shaken out, you can come down to the floor. Have a seat. Take your right leg out in front of you. So nice big stretch. So it's little tree legs here, so the left foot is tucked in. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, leading from the heart, not rounding forward, but leading from the heart, keeping your spine almost extended a little bit. You come forward. Now if that feels good, if you've got a nice, happy, healthy back, you can do this little flow that I'm going to show us. If you'd rather just relax and enjoy your forward fold, you can do that too. Just know that forward folds tend to bring our energy back down a little bit. So if you've got like a bunch of stuff to do, you might want to do a little flow so you don't get too sleepy. So on an inhale, you're going to take your your left arm back behind you. Lift your right arm up and press into your left knee and bringing your hips up. Exhale. Come all the way out of it. Cartwheel down. Inhale, left arm up. Ground through your legs. Exhale. Sit those hips down and curl it down. Let's do two more. Nice big inhale. Lift up with your right hip. Exhale, bring it down. I think it feels really good. Good. Let's maybe shoot that angle a little bit. I'm all sweaty today. Okay, and so let's see, let's end here and just fold down just for a little bit. All right, and bring yourself back up. Shift your weight, or shift your legs, taking it to the other side. So again, start keeping your upper body nice and lifted. Turn, and then walk yourself forward. Couple breaths here. And then on an inhale, you take your right arm this time back behind you. Inhale your left leg up, or inhale into your right leg. Your left hip reaches up. Exhale, hips come down. Curl that hand over. Inhale, bring it on up. And exhale back down. Nice big circling through the spine. Inhale up. And exhale. One more. Getting all sorts of little pops and cracks, that's okay. And fold over that leg for just a breath or two, just let it feel good. And inhale, come on up. And then lie all the way down on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, shake it out a little bit. And then bring your knees all the way over towards the left. Take your right arm up and over. It can be a nice relaxed twist, so don't worry about keeping your knees together, just whatever feels good. Breathing into your hips and into your shoulders and your spine. Just relaxing everything down. And on an inhale, bring yourself to center and then over to the other side. On your exhale, the left arm out, a little twist. Staying aware of your breath. Enjoying gravity helping you out with your stretches once again, coming full circle back into that. Should feel pretty good. And when you're ready, on an inhale, bring yourself back out, back to center, shake it out a little bit. And then Shavasana, final resting pose. Legs come out, feet flop out, arms out with your palms face up, eyes closed down. I like to keep, well, for this sequence at least, I like to keep my inner awareness down in my hips and out of my head, but you can let it go completely if you'd rather. It's up to you. Letting everything completely relax.